was a good father. He did everything he could for his children. He had been through a lot growing up as a kid with his own father, and he vowed never to be like him, that he would be everything his children could ever ask for and ever need. But Stephen and the mother of his children seemed like they could never get along. He would work and she would stay at home all day, complain about her life and how much she regretted having children with him. She would talk about other men she had been with and how much better they were than him, and blame him for all the things that she didn't have. But for the sake of his kids, Stephen did what he could to cope with it. Day after day he would work, and night after night they would fight and argue. He would hate it that his children would hear it, but she had no filter, and he would lose his temper and they would get to the point where he would have to leave in order not to put his hands on her. And when he would find a minute to be alone, he would cry to himself and ask God why his life had to be this way. Seeing his father drinking and him and his mother fighting, he could have never imagined himself having to live in the same situation. But because of one reckless night, now he found himself reliving the same life that he'd experienced as a child. He never wanted his children to be a product of a broken home like he and his siblings were, but he was starting to see that if he didn't get away from her, that he would end up in a jail cell over a stupid argument that went too far. And so he left, only seeing his children on weekends and having to hear the stories of their mother's escapades and the different men that would come and go. He tried to get the courts to reverse the order, but to no success. So he was forced to suffer in the fear of what their mother might do. And one day, he got a call that his children, along with their mother, had been murdered by an ex-boyfriend that walked in on her while she was having sex with another man while the children were asleep. Stephen rushed to the house only to see ambulances and police cars blocking off the street. And when he got there, his heart sunk as he broke through the yellow tape, only to see 4 white sheets. His 2 little babies, their mother, and the ex-boyfriend who, after killing them, turned the gun on himself. And that's when her neighbor told him that she had been sleeping with so many different men that her misuse and manipulation of him eventually caught up with her.